Hey guys, it's Miranda Namias, and I'm here to say welcome to quarter 3 of 2018. You guys, I can't believe that it is already quarter 3. I don't know how this happened. Every month I just think, oh my gosh, the time is going by so fast, and then every month after that it just goes by even faster and faster and faster, and I really don't know where all the time is going, but suddenly quarter 3 is here. We're in it. It's happening. I hope that you're ready for quarter 3 because, it's here. And it's really time to get prepared for transitioning into the second half of the year. Because we are already halfway through the year, you guys. We only have like 25 weeks to go before it's 2019, if you can believe it. So I really want to make sure that you guys are prepared and ready for the second half of the year, because if you thought the first half of the year went by fast, then I think it's going to surprise you how quickly the second half of the year is going to go by. Time is not going to slow down, it is only going to get faster. So we need to make sure that you are prepared for that in your business and you're ready to go. And I think that the summer is the perfect time to kind of take a step back, do like a look over at your goals that you set for the year originally, and put a plan in place for the second half of the year and continuing to work on those goals as the rest of the year happens. Summertime is typically a more like lazy period. It's less busy in our businesses usually, depending on what kind of business you have. You might have the kids at home. So if you do, you're probably not being quite as lazy as the rest of us, I'm sure. But it's a little bit of a period of reflection. Things slow down a little bit on these lazy summer weekends, and you get a little bit of a break, and it's really time to think about putting all of everything in place so that you can really dominate the second two quarters that are the two other quarters that are coming for the rest of the year. So far we've gone through quarter 1 and quarter 2 already. I can't even believe it. I keep saying it and it's true, but I don't know where the time went. So if you're anything like me, you've set a yearly goal for 2018. You may have also set quarterly goals as well. I know that I did. And I just wanted to talk about setting your quarter 3 goals as well, because if you haven't already, the time is now. You really should get on that and be setting your quarter 3 goals for now. So quarter 3 is July, August, and September, and then quarter 4 is October, November, and December. So the thing that I want to mention to you guys is that when you're setting goals for quarter 3 and quarter 4 especially, you're really going to want to be realistic. So think back to how the past 6 months have gone, and how has it gone when it has come to working on your 2018 goals. Did you achieve your quarter 1 goals? Did you achieve your quarter 2 goals? And think back, how has this year been going? Has it been going amazing? Has it been going, not as good as you hoped it would go? So when you're thinking about your goals for quarter 3 and quarter 4, trying to think realistically and kind of base it on how things have been going so far. If you have not been doing as well as you hoped, I think that everybody should be optimistic, but at the same time, I don't think that you should overreach and set a million more goals for quarter 3, because you're just upset that you didn't achieve as much in quarter 1 and quarter 2. So now's the time to really dig deep and figure out, why didn't you achieve those goals? What's holding you back? And what can you do to change whatever it is that's stopping you from achieving the things that you want to achieve? And how can you approach the next half of the year differently than you approached the first half of the year? So if there's any changes that you need to make in your schedule, some time management issues, or maybe just the types of goals that you're setting for yourself, or how rigorous you're wanting these goals to be and how much pressure you're putting on yourself. Maybe you just want to set 1 or 2 goals for the rest of the year and just kind of see how it goes. Don't be too hard on yourself, you guys. So one of the things that I like to do instead of setting quarterly goals is actually in my Biz Bestie squad. We worked on setting quarterly goals for the first quarter of the year, and we discovered that the quarterly goals weren't really as effective as we wanted them to be. And as a quarter is so long that sometimes as you get part of the way through it, you're realizing that your goals and your aspirations are changing as your business changes. And especially when you're in that newer beginning stage of owning a business, things shift and change and pivot so frequently and so much in those first stages of your business that it's not uncommon for you to get like 1 month into the quarter and then realize all of a sudden your business is going in like a totally different direction than you anticipated it going in. And all of a sudden that goal that you set for the quarter is no longer relevant anymore, or you're just not feeling as passionate about it anymore, or you've decided that it just like it doesn't fit. So that is totally normal. And, especially when you're first getting started, you should expect for that to happen. So don't be so like set in your goals that you're like, oh man, like I still have to achieve this even though I hate this goal. That really shouldn't be your thought process. So one thing that I've worked on with the people in my Biz Bestie squad to kind of overcome that issue where like your goals just aren't really fitting with your business over a long period of time is that instead of setting specific goals like I want to get like 20 guest post slots or whatever for, the quarter 3, maybe your goal instead should be more of a theme. So what I would suggest if you're having trouble with these goals is to do a theme that sort of fits with the idea of what you're looking for your goals to be around. So what I'm trying to say is that instead of getting specific, like I want to do 20 guest post slots, set a quarter 3 theme of visibility, and over the quarter track every week, what are you working on to achieve that goal, that theme of visibility? And although you haven't set a very specific goal like those 20 posts, having that overarching theme of the quarter of visibility is still going to help you keep on track and keep achieving things, even if it isn't necessarily a very specific goal. So people are always like, goals need to be specific and timely and whatever. Yes, that is true. But sometimes, especially when you're in a business that's pivoting and changing all the time, setting that specific of goals, it just doesn't really work, and you're struggling to achieve it, and you're constantly like feeling badly that you're not submitting your 2 guest post things a week or whatever. So setting more of like a theme, especially for a long time period, like a quarter, can be just an easier way of getting things done. And then you don't feel so bad like, oh, I'm not doing that specifically that, but like I am still doing things for my business that are good. So maybe you decided like, oh, I hate writing guest posts. Well, that's totally fine because your goal is just visibility in general. So maybe this week you went live on your Facebook page, and next week you're going to go like pitch yourself for a podcast. Those are still all things that are in the overarching theme of visibility. So like A+ for you. You achieved something this week that's in keeping with your overarching quarter 3 goal. So the important part of this though is there's a fine line in between giving yourself that freedom to like play around with your goals as the quarter continues, and giving yourself too much leeway to the point where you're like, yeah, I like to post this week. That's visibility. So it's not. So you're really going to want to like keep yourself accountable, but also not put too much pressure on yourself. So a way that I like to do this is keep track of your progress weekly. So every week at the end of the week, maybe on Sunday night or Friday or whatever, think to yourself like, what did I do this week to achieve visibility? And maybe you want to even write some stuff down. I did XYZ, I did ABC, and then keep track of that over the quarter and see like week 1, I did this. Week 2, I did this. Week 3, I did this. And over time, you'll see what you're doing to achieve your goals. But if you have a week where you haven't done anything to do with visibility, you can see like, oh, I'm not on track as I wanted to be, and therefore next week you really need to step it up. So it gives you a way to be accountable over time without being so like harsh on yourself, which I really don't think is a great way to go about it. The next thing that I just want to prepare you guys for as we're going into quarter 3 and ultimately quarter 4 is that we are about to be transitioning back into the busy season at the end of the summer. This isn't true for everybody, but I do find it's true for most online businesses in this space, is that the summer and the late spring tends to be the more slow period, and the fall, winter tends to be the busier period. I find that a lot of people are launching in the fall and in the early late winter / early spring. And the more that people are launching and like doing big things in their business, and they're like, oh no, 2018 is ending. I need to do like a million things to my business. And they're out there hiring people, they're hiring service providers, and you're doing more and more work. It does tend to be a busier season in the fall and in the winter, at least in my experience. It might not be true for everybody, but I just want to make you aware that if you are a service provider, that you should be prepared for the fact that the fall may be a busier time than you're experiencing right now. So you're really going to want to prepare yourself for that. You know, right now you may be thinking like, ho hum, I'm not getting any new clients, but you're really going to want to use this time to like take a step back, review all your goals, set new goals or themes or whatever for the rest of the year. And you're also going to want to put a lot of systems in place during this time of the year. Take advantage of this slower season if you are experiencing it, and reevaluate your systems, your onboarding, your social media, and get things in place so that when you do hit the busier season in the fall and in the winter, you have those organizational workflows running in the background so that you can focus on your clients and all of this extra work that is going to be coming into your business. So yeah, those are all my tips for conquering quarter 3. I wish you guys so much good luck, and I hope you have an awesome 3 months.